Hey y'all, good morning, good morning. So today is Luke chapter 11, the breakdown. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, in what some scholars refer to as the travel law, this is the chapter context. To Jerusalem, Luke 9:51 through 19:27, Jesus prepares his disciples for his crucifixion and resurrection and the establishment of the church. The description begins with Christ teaching the disciples how to spread the news of the kingdom of God and reaffirming how they will be blessed, culminating in the Lord's Prayer. Luke 9:51 through 11:13. Luke 11 finishes with the accounts of the leaders who reject Jesus. The remainder of the travelogue gives a pattern of teaching on the kingdom of God, miracles, and expectations of salvation. Then Jesus enters Jerusalem to face the cross. Okay, so breakdown part 1. Luke 11 finishes the first section of what some biblical scholars call the travelogue to Jerusalem and encompasses the second. In Luke 11, 1 through 13, Jesus teaches the disciples about prayer, rounding out a series of stories on how those who follow him are blessed. Luke 9:51 through 11:13. Luke 11:14 through 54 describes how the Jewish religious leaders willfully reject Jesus, ending with an intense description of their sins. So this section on prayer can be divided into three short teachings. Luke 11, 1 through 4, Jesus acquiesces to the disciples' request to teach them how to pray by presenting what is often called the Lord's Prayer. The words reveal that we are dependent on God for the smallest things, both physical and spiritual. Luke 11, 5 through 8 is the parable of the persistent neighbor, which sets the stage for a description of God's love. In Luke 11, 9 through 13, Jesus shows us that if human fathers will give us what is good, we can be sure God will even more so. Okay? The larger section begins with the Jewish religious leaders' rejection of Jesus. Luke 11:14 through 23. Experts in the Mosaic law from Jerusalem watched Jesus heal a demon-possessed mute man. Matthew 12:22 through 30, and in Mark 3:22 through 27. They declare he does so through the power of a demon. Others demand more signs. Jesus responds to the leader's illogical conclusion by pointing out that if he casts out demons, he is working against Satan. So how can Satan empower him? Okay, Jesus was talking that talk.